Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready in the name of Yeshua from Nazareth. Let's cut this bread, day 2. And it comes from the Names of God Bible. Proverbs 14:26 says, in the fear of Yahweh there is strong confidence, and his children will have a place of refuge. When he gave me this, I was supposed to do this yesterday, right? But I needed something to happen. And not like I was expecting something to happen, but whatever. So me trying to be proactive, I'm like, let me pay this bill, let me pay this bill, let me pay this bill, let me pay this bill. Not realizing that when I did this, I was clicking total amounts and not the amount that I was putting on. So I went to Cash App somebody, and my card got declined. Listen, it's crazy because I don't even check it. Like, I know that it's some racks in there at any given time, and I'm not tripping. So that led me to be like, oh, let me look and see what happened. So long story short, I'm left with a couple bucks in the bank, right? And I'm like, oh. And I called this place like, yo, I scheduled this and this is what came out. And I called this place and I scheduled this and this is what came out. And literally it was my error. Like me trying to just, all right, let me hurry up and get this done. Let me hurry up and get this done. Let me hurry up and get this done. Now, maybe that don't happen to you, right? But I'm trying to be on top of everything, right? I'm trying to make sure everything is taken care of. So when I want to kick it, I can kick it. I ain't got no worries of like, am I going to eat or am I going to pay this bill? I don't have those worries. So I felt some type of way and I'm like, oh my gosh, all my money is gone, right? The money that I had in savings, I had to move it over, and it's just like, you get up and you come back. Now, money is such a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but it really is a big thing to people. And we put our confidence, I had put my confidence in the fact that I'm using my money to do what I need to do with it. Not realizing that I was moving way too fast. They took out racks, right? So like, I don't know about you, but it made me feel a little tight. And I sat for a second and I'm like, God, what am I gonna do? And he's like, come on, this is okay. Do you put your trust and confidence in money like that? Or does money make you? And I'm like, nah, it don't make me. He's like, okay. So as easy as it comes, like, it's gonna come back. Don't trip. Like, everything is taken care of. You might not like the number in your bank account, but this is what it is. So that happened, and I'm just like, oh. So instead of getting into the spot where it's like, man, I can't believe her, or getting tight, because that's a problem too. I get tight about certain things, and yeah, whatever. And then I thought back to all the times that he got me through, and not just with money, but with other things, and how if he takes care of the birds and they don't have no home, he's going to take care of me. So when I started going through Proverbs 14, it was the contrast between the upright and the wicked. Now, if I was walking without him and I didn't have him in my life, then I deserve everything that I got coming to me. And I would have felt some type of way having my bank account didn't go into the negative, but it was negative money. So being like, dang, I work, and like would have just started complaining. But it humbled me because it's like, okay, I don't owe anybody anything. Like nobody, nothing. I'm free and clear. And then I thought about how he already had, like the answer was already there. Like I had to be still, and my confidence, because I respect the Most High and I trust him in what he's going to do. Like, I shouldn't get myself worked up. So I didn't realize, and I should have known because I had read like Isaiah. Oh my gosh, what was that? Was it 43 and 16 or 45 and 16 or 65 and 16? But it was saying, it was talking about how the Lord is about to do a new thing. And this isn't the first time that I've had like a financial situation. Now, I'm not hurting in the least because, like, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was like, you should apply for a credit card. Cool. I can help build my credit up even more. Great. And didn't really think about it. So when I applied for the credit card, it was bands. The bands that'll make her dance bands. And I'm like, okay, but I've never lived off credit before. So like, I'm used to having this cash that I can pull whenever I want, not really waiting. But it was already there. Like, it was already covered. So I'm in a situation. And then when I'm looking at the contrast between the upright and the most high, the first thing in Proverbs, like a wise woman, it talks about a wise woman and a foolish woman and how she can either build her house or destroy her house with the way that she is. The next thing was talking about, and these are just things that stood out to me. So maybe you should take a peek at Proverbs 14 because there's some wisdom speaking. 10 said, the heart knows its own bitterness and no stranger shares in its joy. I could have been bitter about it, and then don't nobody want to, I don't know if you're like this, but I used to love being bitter and angry and mad and blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants to hear that, right? 12, a way that seems right to man and appears straight before God. Like, I'm thinking I'm doing the right way. I'm going the right way. I'm making the right moves. I'm paying my bills. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And this is just money. But it speaks to every facet of my life. Like, am I completely following him? Am I completely being submissive to him? Because I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to go this way, Lord, and I'm going to do this. And he was like, yeah, nah, you thought it seemed right. You think that it's straight, but it's not. And then 13 said, even in laughter, the heart may be in pain. I laugh a lot at everything, and it's probably inappropriate, but it definitely be in pain sometimes. 17, a quick-tempered man acts foolish without self-control. Now that would have took me into talking to the people that I had to talk to, and I could have got upset, but it's not their problem. Like, it's not showing or giving self-control vibes if I'm going off on somebody for a mistake that I made. So I made a mistake, and I know that I tried to hit somebody else like, hey, that money that you owe me, can you run me with that? I didn't hear the answer back. But God was like, it was already here. I already had it. I just needed you to be still and wait for me to respond. You ain't got to call nobody else. This is where you come because you know that I'm going to take care of you. I'm not lacking in anything. My bills are paid, so it's not like I'm out here and it's reckless. But I know the feeling is associated with like, man, I'm trying to work towards this. I'm trying to work towards this. And this happened. And this is going on. Listen, we put so much trust and confidence in the money that we make in trying to get into the positions that we're trying to get into that we really, I had to be humbled by this little setback and be like, okay, God, I'm not independent of you. I know that with you checking for my heart, you checking for my mind, you making sure my pockets are okay, you making sure I'm not stressed during anything. And this is what it really needs to be. Like, when you have a situation, you run back to him. Because I'm thinking like, dang, man, I'm going to have to call somebody and borrow some money. Because I had to move my money from my savings to over here. And it's like, my savings. Like, dang. I don't know what it could be in your life, but I know for me, this little situation, not only does it speak to me being chosen by God to do what I need to do, but the devil seeing that I'm chosen is like, let's hit her with this, let's hit her with this, let's hit her with this, let's hit her with this. and then navigating through under the shadow of the Most High, so I am protected in everything that I do. He always got the answer. Literally, for everything. I know your heart might seem heavy, or your brain might get a little clouded with like everything you got going on, but this ain't that. This ain't that. He just wanted me to tell you, like, I put my confidence in these moves that I was making, and I fumbled it. I thought it was going to be right to me, and I thought it was straight. And it landed me in a spot where I was like crooked for a second. I love him. I swear I love him. And I ain't never got to run to nobody else. He wouldn't even allow it. He wouldn't even allow it. Like, did my money situation get handled? Yeah. He said, do this, and you got this. And when I did this and did this, I had that. And I was like, oh, I didn't even see it like that. He was like, yeah. Man, spend some time with him. Spend some time with him. It's worth it. I promise you. Holla at God.